The Browns announced this morning that quarterback Johnny Manziel will start tomorrow on the road against the undefeated Bengals. Browns starter Josh McCown is dealing with a painful rib injury that he suffered Sunday versus the Cardinals. Manziel made his NFL debut last December against the Bengals, throwing 2 interceptions in a 30-0 loss. Stephen A., what do you expect from Manziel on Thursday night?
Not much, to be quite honest with you, but I'm not saying that to, point the finger at him. I just don't think that he has a lot to work with. You're talking about Johnny Manziel going up against the Bengals, a Bengals team that is undefeated, that is clearly superior to the Cleveland Browns, a team that when Johnny Manziel had his starting debut in the NFL, beat up on Johnny Manziel 30-0, had him 10 for 18 for 80 yards. They literally generated a grand total of 107 yards. That's how anemic Cleveland's offense was. They were completely dominant. Now, Johnny Manziel, admittedly, was not prepared. Ultimately, he revealed that he had some issues. Ultimately, he had to go to a rehabilitation center in the offseason. He comes back this year. He's been average. I mean, He wasn't god-awful. I think we have to take that into consideration. Clearly, there's been some improvement in the games that he has played this year. He's completing, more than 50% of his passes. He didn't look god-awful. He had 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. He made some plays when he's been in the lineup this year. So certainly, I expect that he might have some bright moments. But is it going to really resonate to the point where he's going to have a profound impact on the outcome? Absolutely not. I think he's going against a superior team. He's devoid of the requisite weapons. And as a result, the Cleveland Browns will fall yet again. But it won't be because of Johnny Manziel. It will be because collectively, as a team, they're simply not good enough to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Unless the Cincinnati Bengals, of course, take the night off.
I'm with you. He has been average this year. I'm going to, again, disqualify myself, Stephen A. As you know, I used to be Johnny's biggest fan. I used to try to drive his bandwagon. Now I'm off the bandwagon, and I still root for him. Heck, I have even prayed for him. But now that he has clearly fallen off the wagon, as in he has started drinking again, it's just hard on me to do anything but give him tough love at this point, because now I don't really care about his on the field. I only care about him off the field. And clearly he is still having issues. And then once he came close to hitting bottom in that highly suspicious incident in the car he was driving with the passenger, his live-in girlfriend, and we all remember the dash cam police audio in which we could hear the young lady saying he hit her a couple of times and that she, quote unquote, feared for her life. And we still haven't heard the outcome of the NFL's investigation into that incident. So given all that, if you force me to talk about him on the field, I've sort of lost heart for it anymore. But to your point, I cannot imagine a more difficult place. Maybe at Seattle against the Legion of Boom, but this is a division rival of theirs, clearly. That game, his performance against Cincinnati last year was in Cleveland, and it was as painful a performance to watch as I have ever had to sit through. He was, to your point, a flat-out disaster. Their offense was a disaster. He was overmatched. I have no idea if he was having off-the-field issues involving alcohol or whatever. But now you've thrown him back into the same fire, except it's at Cincinnati, and the Bengals, as you point out, are 7-0. Oh, great. Well, it's back to my suspicion about the organization. Do they really want him to succeed? I realize Josh McCown's beat up. He's got the rib. But it just seems weird to me that if you're ever going to protect a kid who needs protecting, this is where you don't do this. No. Wrong place, wrong time, wrong opponent, wrong record. Everything's bad. And listen, Josh McCown has worked minor miracles with this Browns offense because it's got no, I told you in the preseason, they got no skilled weapons. This is the worst offense in pro football as far as danger point, whereas a defensive coordinator looks at it and says, I don't fear anybody on this offense, and I don't think they fear Johnny very much. And the Bengals were out to get him last year, and they're doing the money sign to him. great. At least he dropped the money sign. But, okay, if he was average in his previous outings, let's hope he's just average in this one. But I don't give the Browns much of a shot in the football game.
Yeah, regardless.
I don't give them much of a shot either. But I think in fairness to him, let's see how the off-the-field issues play out.
Yep.
In terms of on-the-field issues, let's acknowledge that he doesn't have much to work with.
Yep.
I mean, listen, on the offensive side of the ball, tell me what he has to work with.
Not much.
I'm all ears. Barnage, Travis Benjamin. I mean, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
What are we talking about here?
Yep.
I'm just seeing some of these names. Taylor Gabriel, Andre Hawkins. I've never heard of some of these guys. I mean, I heard of Brian Hartline. There's a reason he's not Miami any longer. I mean, I'm not knocking these guys. But there's nothing that really stands out here, okay? So I'm just saying that they may get lambasted, but it may not be because of their quarterback play. It may be because offensively they're just not very good, and they're going up against one of the better teams in all of the NFL.
I agree.
Hey, might help ratings. My only silver lining to offer right now.
I think you're right about that.
All right. Yeah. He's not always there when you call, but he's always on time. Up next, rapper and actor Ja Rule is in the house. We'll talk to him about his new show and, of course, NFL, NBA, much more. See you in a minute.
Josh.
Hey. Come on, man.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Get up
honored,
here.
man. I'm honored. Stephen A., what's going on, partner?
What's up, baby?
How you
What's
doing,
going on,
big
my
time?
man?
We are honored.
Yes, sir.